Welcome back. Today the theme is Russian egg or Faberge egg. Um, I personally have not interacted with a lot of these in my life, but I have seen a couple at museums, so I think I'm just going to go off the general idea that I have of them. Let's get started. Um, I think usually when you're trying to make an egg, you would start from a circular shape, but I worry that if we start with the typical spherical object, so either a UV sphere or an icosphere, that it'll be hard to make kind of the lattice structure that I'm trying to make. So I think what I instead am going to do is add a subdivision surface modifier just to the default cube, and we'll set it to maybe 3 on the levels viewport. I think that's pretty good. And then if we go to edit, I'll kind of stretch it out into the shape of an egg. So we'll select this top face and maybe move it up. Or actually, let's select everything. Let's size it up in the Z direction just a little bit. And then let's take this top surface, size it down just a little bit, and then take the bottom surface and size it up a little bit. And now we have an egg shape. Look at that. Nice. And then, because we're going to want this lattice that you can kind of see right now with just the individual faces, we're going to apply this subdivision surface modifier. We can't do it right now because we're in edit mode, so we come back to here, hit tab to go back into object mode, come down and apply the surface modifier. Now we have all of this. So we want to select all our faces. We want to make sure we're in face select mode. So here, or you can just click 3 to make sure. And then if you hit I, we get this like crazy effect. What we just want is that them to come in just ever so slightly, something like that. And then we'll size these up just a little bit to have them come out, give it some texture. And then I will inset one more time, just a little bit. And now onto these surfaces, the surfaces we've just created, I'm going to add another subdivision surface modifier. This one is just going to be a level 1 subdivision surface. But the effect of this is that if we go to object mode, now you can kind of see we have these like kind of circles that are coming out. And we can use that in, to be like a gemstone or something. At least that's my idea. So what I'm going to do is maybe let's insert. Oh, whoa! What's happening? Oh my goodness! I just want to size down just a little bit, but this is obviously really testing the engine. Okay, so we're just going to size down just a little bit. We want to make sure that these smallest faces are still. Oops. I was going to say still in one piece, but as you can see, they're not. So let's Control Z and inset. Okay, just like that. Just ever so slightly. And then we can use S and add some texture like that. Okay, and now if we go to object mode just to see what it looks like, we have all these kind of bumps that we can turn into gems. I like the look of that. Nice. Okay. So now we have the general structure of our egg. We're going to want something for the egg to sit on. Usually it's on some like decorative, I don't know what. So I think to do that, let's create, I don't know, how can we make something ornate? What about torus? Maybe a torus knot. A bunch of different types of torus knots. This one could be good. What's the second one? Maybe not that one. Is there a third one? I could have sworn there was a third one. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. Okay, I like the look of this one. So let's go with this knot. We'll up the resolution. I think it goes up to 256. Okay, and then we'll size it down just a little bit. And what we can do, so let's move it down. Let's create another object. Right now, actually this works. It's all one kind of like yarn string that makes up this knot. So what we'll do is we'll move it up to like here. The problem is, okay, what I'm planning on doing is using a Boolean modifier to delete the space in this knot that the egg will occupy when it's sitting on it. We could also just kind of have it sit on it like this, but I think it's a little nicer if there's kind of this surface, if it kind of sits a little deeper. But if that's happening and then it goes deep enough that it kind of cuts through the yarn here, then this piece of the yarn is no longer attached to this piece of yarn, and so on and so forth. So we want an extra object that kind of unifies or combines all of these strings into one piece. Obviously in Blender it still will be one object regardless, but just for the sake of realism. So what I'll do is I'll create a second object, and maybe we can make this, what could it be? I didn't even realize there's gemstones here. Okay. Maybe, I don't know how I can use that to make those gemstones, but now there's just a bunch of ideas going through my mind. Let's go with a UV sphere, I suppose. And we can, let's move this up to begin with, and we'll get rid of half of it. Get rid of the bottom half, maybe. Look from the side, go into wireframe mode, go into edit mode, select all of these faces, hit X, and we want to delete those faces. Okay, back into this mode, select it all. Let's move it down so that it's in line with our torus knot. So let's go like this, something like that, so that it's all unified. So now we can select, go back to object mode, select this object, and let's join them. Is that J? Is it Control J? Yes. Okay, we have now unified both of these objects. Okay, so we can call this stand and this egg. Sweet. Okay, so what we can do now is we can Shift D to duplicate this object. We'll right click so that it's in the same exact position. Then we can move our stand up to kind of where we want to position it with respect to the egg. So I think something like this could look nice. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And what we will do then is add a modifier. We're going to add a Boolean modifier with a difference, and that difference will be with the object egg1, the copy egg. What? Why did the semicircle just disappear? Huh? I am confused. Maybe let's go back. Is it possible that because of the way we join these two objects, there's something going on there? So let's take these two before we rename them when they're still two different things. Okay, there's still two different things now. Let's select this and also fill in this bottom surface just while we're at it. Select this edge loop. Oh, edge loop. Nope. Edge loop. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's because we're selecting the torus knot. What's happening here? Select our sphere. Go into edit mode. Select edges. Select this edge loop. Fill it in. I know it's an n-gon. I think it's okay. Just one. Okay. Now, maybe we add a Boolean modifier here, like a first Boolean modifier. This one will be a union. It'll be the union with the sphere. And then we can take this, Shift D, have that come back to our stand, move it up. What? Oh, I guess we need to accept this or apply this modifier. So now, okay, now we have this object, which is our stand. Now we can get rid of this. Now we have our two eggs and our stand. And now I guess if we go like this, and now add a Boolean, will this work? We want the difference between this object and the egg. Okay, I think that worked. I think just based off of, yes, sweet, look at that, sick. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so we have our stand and we have our egg. Okay, so let's now apply this. Cool. Oh, maybe that messed with the geometry a little bit. Like if I go like this, can I still select this as an edge loop? No, I can't. So let's not apply that modifier quite yet. Okay, we'll have the modifier, but we want to apply it. It is with that. Okay, sweet. Let's come back to our egg, which we'll name egg, and we can name this stand. Maybe we will select our stand and our second egg for the time being and just move them off to the side. Whoa, why is it so laggy? Oh my goodness. Calm down, Blender. Okay, I'm just gonna click, let them be. Sweet. Okay, let's now work on this egg and add some colors to it. So, I think this is pretty good. If we go into edit mode, I don't know how to, selecting all of the faces I'm gonna wanna select is going to be challenging. I know there's a way to like select similar, but I don't, because of the geometry of this, it might not work how I think it works. Regardless, let's create a material here. This material, I guess, is going to be the base material of the entire egg. Let's make it like a magenta-ish, like a royal purple type color. And we want it to be shiny, so let's make it pretty high metallicity, like 0.9, and reduce the roughness to maybe like a 0.2. Yeah, make it real shiny like that. Okay, I think we want this to be high. Maybe not. What happened if we up this to like 3? I guess we don't know because we're not in this mode, but I think that's nice. How much does this change when we go from 3 to 1? Not very much, huh? Okay, let's keep it at this for then now. Let's create a second material for the gems. The gems we can make their own color. What color should we make it? What pairs well with a purple? I don't know if we use opposite colors, say the green. That might actually look terrible, but let's see. I'll make it like an emerald or something. I don't know. I'm not much of an artist, so knowing what colors go with what is not my strong suit. I'll make this 0.9, this 0.2. Let's assign. If we go here, okay, we have some gems. Want them to appear a little more if we come here and size it up like that. Okay, that can work. What if we hit Control and Numpad plus? Yes, I think that would. Yeah, look at that. Sick. Okay. I think that was what we were looking for right there. Actually, this might be really helpful if we can go like this. Okay, I think we're gonna try and work backwards. So basically, we can use Control or minus and plus. Why is minus not working? No, don't do this to me, man. Oh man, I thought I'd found the key. Oh wait, it does work. Why does it not work once you select everything though? That's so annoying. It works like while we're here, but the second I go to all the way, it doesn't work. Okay, but that's fine because we've already created this purple. So I think what I want to do then is, like, now that we have this purple, what goes in between the purple? So we'll create a new material for that. Maybe we can move it. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let's make like a gold or something. Something like that. Set it pretty high. Maybe gold isn't quite as shiny as some other things. So like this, and assign. And now we can come here, Control minus, and and then we come and select that. So now we have like kind of this layering going on, which I think looks nice. Yeah, and I guess if we were to apply the subdivision surface modifier, that might actually make it easier. Let's see, go to object mode, apply, come out. Yeah, okay, now we can, this might be even better now if we control plus. Okay, I think, oh my god, we're doing the same thing. But yes, now we can actually, we don't have to worry, like this purple is a little annoying to me, but now that we've done this, we can set that to gold, and then 2 layers in, we can actually do multiple layers. So let's have the second layer be one more. We can maybe make this be like a silver or something. Or no, like a sapphire. I think a sapphire could be good. Like a dark bluish. Something like that maybe. Plus, you know, maize and blue and all that for being in Michigan. 0.9, 0.3, 0.2 or something. I don't know. That's a sign. And then we'll do control minus minus. Then go back to our green and hit a sign, and look at that. Now we have, if we go to object mode, just take a look, we have our nice fancy egg. I like the way that looks. Nice. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Okay, let's move on to the base, I guess, then. So we can now select this, and we'll go to our modifiers, and we'll apply the modifier. No, wait. Don't apply the modifier. We will color it first, and then we'll apply the modifier. Okay. For this first material, what do we want to do? Similar colors would be nice, but I think we should also have maybe like a silver. So let's come here. Give you like a, maybe a little towards blue, like a 0.75. I don't know. I'm freeballing these numbers. There's really no rhyme or reason to that. We can do this, and we'll shade smooth eventually. In fact, we can shade smooth now. Nice. Okay, so that's like maybe too shiny. Let's like that. Yeah. It's kind of like a stainless steel look. I kind of want it to be more silver, but maybe that's fine. Okay, so we have, yeah, let's try and make these arms a different color. We can make those regal. Let's, actually, can we do the inset trick that we did here? Let's, before we do this, if we do I, no, this does not appear to be working. I think it's because maybe we already applied this boolean. Oh, no, we haven't applied it, but I guess whatever we're doing here is not going to let us inset. I mean, it is letting us inset, but whatever's happening is not what I'm going for. That's okay. And I assume we can't do edge loops either, right? We can do that edge. Oh, we can do edge loops. Oh. Cool. Okay, that could be nice. Let's go back till we have this whole thing selected. And maybe we'll make it purple again, same purple. And then we can have, let's select, we could do a checker deselect. Could that look good? Let's try it. Oh, it only checkered on, what in the world did it do? Oh, am I in edge select mode? Okay, I am. But it's not selecting everything anyways. It's only selecting one of them? Okay, so maybe not like that then. Trying to figure out a good way to do this that isn't going to take forever. Maybe there is just no good way. I mean, I'm sure there is, but my creativity is not great right now. So Let's see. Oh, we can make it bigger. Could that look good? It could, except it kind of hangs down there. Okay, maybe not like that. Let's just keep it like this. Inset, I guess, just doesn't work how I want it to work. So be it. Okay, let's do this then. Let's select these edge loops. It's not going to select the whole thing because reasons. Probably because it's interrupted by whatever this is. It's okay. We can just manually select this and this and that. And then manually select these. And we'll come up here and do the same thing. Oh. Okay, and we're going to make these gold. Or I think we'll make them gold. I don't know. I'm deciding. Alright, just using Shift-Alt to select these, or it's just Shift depending on if there's a loop I can select. Okay, let's create a new material for these. We'll make that the gold. Gonna assign it. How does that look if we're in object mode? It looks okay. I don't know. I feel like the gold and silver don't go super well with each other. What if we set it instead of gold to the sapphire? Does that look a little better? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Is there a way we can select similar by area? Oh my god, okay. Never mind. And then insetting, yeah. Oh, you can inset by face here. Okay, hold up a minute, hold up a minute. Select similar. Oh my god, okay, if I double hit I, this actually works like I want it to. Okay, let's do that then. Actually, before we do that, okay, now that everything's selected, we're making the base material. The base material is going to be the silver. But then once we I twice, this double inset feature, and we are really just barely insetting here, we can set this material to be, I guess, the blue. And that, I think, will create a nice visual if we come out here. Yeah, kind of this like mosaic tiled pattern. I like that. Okay, and maybe we can also like size it up a little bit. Maybe not. Let's see, what would it look like if we go into object mode after that? Hello? Okay, maybe not. Are we back? Are we still extruded? What happens when we go to object mode? Nope, we are still messed up. Just gonna hit Control Z. Okay, I think that has fixed it. Let's double check. Object mode. Yeah, okay, we have this nice mosaic pattern now. Cool. I'm thinking of insetting again, but this does look nice as is. I don't know if we really need to. Let's try it one more time, and then if it doesn't look nice, we'll come back to this. So, I. Oh my goodness, it's very laggy. Like that. If I go in too much, we get these weird artifacts you see like popping out. So maybe it's just not doable. Okay, it doesn't seem doable. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it looks nice as is. Let's go to this Boolean modifier, apply, or you need to be in object mode. Let's apply. Now we can delete this object, or at least just hide it for now. That's kind of cool. This looks like, I don't know, tentacles or something. let's now move this object so that it's lined up with our egg. Very nice. Okay, look at that. Take these two, move it up, and now let's frame. Go something like that. I think that looks nice. Maybe let's look from the side that's not directly at one of those, like these things. I don't know. I think those are like probably the worst looking part of the egg, but you probably didn't notice it. It's probably just me. Anyways, or maybe you did notice it. I think that looks good. Let's go into our render mode. We need a better light. So let's take our light, which is over here, change it. Sun is crazy if it's like that. What if we said it's like 10? That could be good. If we hit F12. Look at that. That looks good. This is a bit unfortunate. I don't think it would look like that in real life. Let's see if there's a way of fixing that. Can we take this and rotate it around the z-axis till we kind of get a position that's better? Maybe not. What if we size it up just a little bit? Or size it down? Could sizing down work? See, something like this maybe? How does that look when we render? Nah, there's still the same problem with it, just changes where it is. Okay, that's not the end of the world. It just is a bit annoying. Maybe we can just position the camera in a way that we're looking at one that's not quite as bad. So let's reposition our camera. Maybe to something over here, like this side looks a little better. And then we can move our light source as well. Let's move it along the y-axis, then aim it towards there. Now we go here, let's hit F12, and look at that. I'm much happier with that. We have a nice Faberge egg. Let's see how long we've taken so far. Oh, we're way over time. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that little mini tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.